Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and welcome back to another video. Thanks for joining me. This is actually an unpackaging video. Got a nice message on Facebook from a very nice guy named Corey. Actually, before we get to that, I want to thank another person named Jack, who, real quickly, he sent me this. Don't know much about the game, but thank you so much, Jack, if you're watching. Thank you. Very cool. He didn't ask for anything, but so it came on the same day as this. I figured the least I can do. So thank you. And Corey, he's a guy who has sent me a lot of nice stuff in the past, including he had sent me this. I showed this a long time ago, but it's worth showing again because it's The Stuff by Larry Cohen. So I love this movie, and the fact that I have my own The Stuff, and no, I never put anything in it because I don't want to ruin it. That's pretty damn cool, because not many people can say they have a piece of the stuff. So that's always been cool. He's other stuff as well. And he asked for an unpackaging video. And I thought, okay, that's the least I can do. So Corey, if you're watching, I just want to say thank you, not only for the nice words on Facebook, but for the gifts. Thank you. So, let's see what they are. First off, we have oh, that's actually really interesting. I didn't know what it was at first, but it's a documentary on Bela Lugosi, Hollywood's Dracula. It's a 2-disc collector's set. The story of the life and career of Bela Lugosi, the actor who forever changed the face of horror. Because I'm like, is this Dracula? I have Dracula, but no, it's it is a interweaving rare film footage from 1918 to 1956, home movies, and previously unseen photographs, with narration by Lugosi co-star Robert Clark and Lugosi fan Rue McClanahan. He interviews with Robert Wise, Howard W. Koch, Lugosi's film co-stars and personal friends. You also have interviews from Lugosi himself from back in the day, and a 75-minute audio disc featuring rare Lugosi radio performances from the 40s that have never been released before on compact disc. Huh. And it's a 2-hour documentary. That's really cool. I think he mentioned he wanted reviews for these, but I'll do it, yeah. I have a few other stuff to catch up to, but rest assured, man, I will get to this. I will do that. That's really cool. Thank you, man. That's really interesting. Next up is Heroes of Horror. That's a really cool cover. Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Peter Lorre, and Vincent Price. That's a cool cover. 5 gripping true stories of the men behind the greatest dream monsters of all time, narrated by Richard Kiley. We have scene selections. Pretty much it's a 2-disc set, which is documentaries, really. Each one about 45 minutes long. One on Boris Karloff, the Gentle Monster. One on Lon Chaney Jr., Son of a Thousand Faces. One on Bela Lugosi, Hollywood's Dark Prince. One on Peter Lorre, the Master of Menace. And one on Vincent Price, the versatile villain. That is really cool. That'll be really interesting to know more about these guys. That is really cool. And then it says here, more than 2 hours of rarely seen trailers and featurettes as bonus features. That is really cool. Thank you for this. I definitely will give this a look too. That is really cool. Thank you. I forgot about this movie. I haven't seen it, but I forgot. Like I was thinking, like John Carpenter films. I forgot he did this movie. I've never seen it, but now I will. Someone's watching me. Lauren Hutton, Adrian Barbeau, and Charles Cyphers. And then there's a new feature at John Carpenter Director Rising. Part of me wonders if I should save this for a John Carpenter marathon, but I'm going to leave that to Corey. If you watch this, I'm going to leave that up to you. Will you like me to wait and do this for when because one day I want to redo John Carpenter, because those reviews are literally about 7 years old. Would you like for me to wait until I do a John Carpenter marathon, or do you want this sooner? Let me know. It's fine either way, but just let me know. That's really cool for the John Carpenter collection. Thank you. Oh, okay. It's a Masters of Horror DVD of Pick Me Up, the one directed by Larry Cohen. Speaking of Larry Cohen, this is one with Michael Moriarty, who's in the stuff, Warren Cole, and Fairuza Balk. Fairuza Balk was in The Craft. Michael Moriarty is a friendly truck driver who enjoys slaughtering hitchhikers. Walker is a charming hitchhiker who prefers to butcher anyone who gives him a ride. Caught between the two cycles is Fairuza Balk. But is the most heroic. Why can't I talk? But is the most horrific twist of all yet to come. Let me guess, Fairuza Balk is a killer too, right? Is that the twist? Is that the twist? Fairuza Balk, she's a victim, but she's really a killer too. She's a man killer. Is that the twist? I don't know, I haven't seen it, I'm just guessing. But this is about an hour long. And it actually has features. Interview with Larry Cohen. On-set interview with Michael Moriarty. On-set interview with Fairuza Balk. Mick Dares interviews Larry Cohen. That's really cool. I will definitely check this out. Pick me up. We have a letter, which I'm not sure if he wants me to do this now. Actually, wait, there's more. Oh, wow. He sent me more Masters of Horror. One is the Peter Mead act who did The Changeling, called the Washingtonians. Proves that George Washington's famed wooden teeth hungered for more than just liberty. How far will a group of homicidal historians now go to keep a hero's grisly legacy alive? Interesting idea. The Washingtonians. Tom Holland, starring William Forsythe. We all scream for ice cream. Yeah, directed by Tom Holland. William Forsythe is a mentally challenged man who sells ice cream from his truck until a cruel prank by a bunch of neighborhood boys goes horrifically wrong. Now they're all grown men with families, but the crime of the past may now be trolling for their children. Buster and his truck have returned for sweet revenge, and every frozen tree will bring its own taste of hell. That sounds fun. And then we did one by John Carpenter and one with Toby Hooper. We have Cigarette Burns. With Norman Reedus, who's more successful now because of The Walking Dead. I might have seen this once, but I was confused by the ending or something. I definitely have to give this another look. And cool, all these interviews. These all have a lot of features. In fact, like, that's pretty cool. And then Dance of the Dead. Dance of the Dead. Lil Carter, Toby Hooper. Starring Robert Englund. Dance of the Dead. That's really cool. And he has a letter. And I think he wants me to read it. Hey, Matt. I'm very overjoyed that you're still on here. Like I've said repeatedly, you and Mike are the main reasons why I still go on YouTube. I've really enjoyed the John Candy, Bill Paxton, Stolen Marathons. Thanks to you for the Rocky trivia. I never knew about the full reason why Carl Weathers wanted to quit Rocky 4 until I watched your review. I'm also looking forward to watching some of the game walkthroughs. I also got a PS3 recently, and I'm looking to expand the collection. Congrats on the PS3, and thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the marathons. They're a lot of fun to do. Maybe these walkthroughs will help. Well, they're not really walkthroughs because I screw up a lot, but as for the gifts, I don't want you to jump onto watching them yet. I would prefer you to do what you originally planned to do first. I'm patient enough to wait. I also respect all the other subscribers of yours, especially the ones that sent you some of the games. Some of the DVDs I got for you were used at a recent convention. I looked on the backs of the discs. I didn't see any scratches. I do hope they worked for you. They should. I trust you. Especially the Heroes of Horror set. Yeah, that was very cool. I sent you both that and the Lugosi Hollywood's Dracula because both of them are interviewers that are not on the other. I was wondering in that case if you could review both Lugosi documentaries on the same video. Feel would make a bit more sense. If the others be individualized, I think you'll find them pretty fascinating. Someone's Watching Me, I know, is one of the last Carpenter movies you had yet to watch. The interview on the DVD was pretty cool. Carpenter interviews always find cool. Yeah. It's pretty laid back. I also picked a few Masters of 4 episodes you may like. Pick Me Up is my personal favorite. The interview with Larry Cohen on his career was pretty cool to hear about. Oh, he talks about his career? I thought he talked about just the episode. I also recommend watching the other interviews as well. The working with the master featurettes on all of them are pretty fun too. I also feel that not enough people talk about the series, especially on YouTube. Yeah, that's true. Masters of Horror seemed like a big deal. I didn't watch it because I didn't have... was it Showtime? I think it was Showtime. Yeah, I didn't have Show... Well, no, I didn't have Showtime. I had like basic like cable, but I didn't like pay cable because I barely watch the movies that are on there. Usually I own. Before I wrap up this letter, I just wanted to thank you again for helping make the last 7 or so years of my life more fun. I've gone through a few dark times in the past few years, and it's because people like you And it's people, it's because of people like you and Mike who get me through the day. I want to also wish you a happy belated birthday. Here's to many more years of great health and happiness. Your friend Corey. P.S. On a last note, did you hear about the Pennywise, the Story of It documentary from the guys who did the Hellraiser and Fright Night docs? If not, just consider this a plug-in. Also, when you see the Fright Night documentary, be sure to keep an eye out for my name in the end credits. Ah, that's very cool. Ah, you're in the end credits. Did I review that Fright Night documentary? No, I didn't. Okay, I have the Fright Night documentary. I didn't review it because at that time, I would not have been that. Uh, like, it's a good documentary. It's a really good documentary. I didn't review it because I had a bad time with one of those assholes who were making that. I might as well get into that a little bit. That Friday Night documentary, I pre-ordered like way back in the summer there. Actually, it was like last summer, and then as soon as I pre-ordered, like a week or two later, they postponed it for a couple months. I'm like, okay, fine. Then they postponed it again. Then they postponed it again. Then it says coming out in December. And I said, okay. And then they like didn't give out information. They said, oh, it's coming. And then I'm like, well, when, I want to send some of this to a friend of mine. Like it's a Blu-ray and DVD. I want to send the DVD to a friend of mine for a Christmas present. Oh, don't worry, it's coming in a week. Didn't happen. Well, it's coming this Friday. It didn't happen. Well, it's coming next week. It didn't happen. Is there a tracking number? No. What's going on? And I had to push so much. Then they finally go, oh, well, we had a problem with the guys who had the mail and people who worked with the mail and the post office. And then something happened. They either went on strike or they postponed stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm thinking, well, you're not giving this information to anybody. You only gave it to me because I kept pushing you. And then, like, they were... One guy was nice. The producer on it was nice. But one guy was a complete asshole. Granted, I did say, God damn it, man, this is bullshit. I don't even know where the fuck it's at. I don't know where it's at. Is it lost in the mail? And it's a stupid idea to push it to December during the Christmas season anyway. And then you don't even know where the hell your packages are at. So this is really... It was piss poorly managed. It was piss poor planning is what it was. But no one wants to admit it because it's like, oh, well, come on, you're going to get it eventually. I'm like, well, thank God eventually. I was going to put part of this. That was one of the main reasons I was getting pissed because I actually saw that Corey sent him my friend Mike OCP, the Blu-ray of Fright Night and the documentary. And before I had sent Mike the DVD copies because he had asked first. And so, long story short, I'm like, man, I'm not going to get this for I guess my friends, I don't get this for the Christmas present. And you guys say one thing, you're not really giving much information. And the producer guy understood. He was being nice. Then the director, I did say, well, fuck, this is why... I'm not saying I was going to do this. I'm saying this is fact. This is why people download shit. This is why people stream shit. This is why people go to stream sites and Pirate Bay. It's because of stuff like this. Because I hate to be bearer of bad news. That's not why all people do it. But that's why, because I know. Because they've told me. Why do you do that? Well, because the ship, they're not doing it right, and I don't know when it's coming, and then it gets screwed up, and if I do it this way, then I'll just see it right then and there. So I'm like, this is fact. This is why people do it. You got to manage your stuff better. The director got pissed at me, and then we had a nasty conversation on instant message on Facebook. Then he was talking shit behind my back on his own Facebook page, and then I couldn't say anything on it to defend myself. My friend Mike OCP had to tell me, and I dropped it. I went away. That's why I didn't review it, because I would have... The documentary itself is really good. It doesn't deserve hate. But I know that if I started on that tangent, and we're gone full force. So I kind of push back. That's why the Pennywise documentary, I'm sure will be cool to watch, but I'm not putting my money into it because I'm not giving that director my money. And that's perfectly fine if everyone else does. I have nothing against that. It just as a personal, I don't know if it's an ego or if it's a pride. It's just like I don't want to give that motherfucker my money because that guy, that director, not the producer is cool. The director of that documentary, who directed Friday Night documentary, that director can suck my dick. He can eat my ass and the whole. But anyway, so I did hear about the Pennywise documentary, but I'm not putting my money into it because of that director. But that's just a little personal beef with the guy. But you know me, I always get into that stuff. I have a big mouth, and I talk very bluntly. But Corey, I'm very sorry that you went through dark times. We all go through that. Trust me on that. It's especially humbling that me, Mike, what other people do. That is that's the best stuff to hear, honestly. I mean, I don't have editing, I don't have music, I don't have clips. I'd love to have all that, but I'd be too paranoid about copyright because I've gotten in trouble with copyright when I've not done that. So what would happen if I did do that? So, but yeah, and other critics, they can put the entire movie in 20 minutes. Like, what was Obscura Lupa? I watched a review of hers for the ambulance, and like, she showed the whole movie in 20 minutes. But they didn't get away with that, but I don't know. I would love to do stuff like that. I think it would make the reviews interesting, more fun, but yeah, I'd be too paranoid. I will say though, stuff like that is, the gifts are great too. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. It is, and I'm greedy as hell. Believe me, I am greedy as hell. At the same time, though, saying stuff like this is, you don't know how humbling, how nice it is. You really don't know how nice that is. Comments, nice comments like that are the best things to get. That's not a bullshit Hallmark card thing to say. That's not me saying, oh, I better say that so he'll send me more shit and then you'll send me more shit. And, you know, I'm saying it because it's real. I really do mean it. You know, I keep my notes like this in a folder because every one of them means something. The gifts mean something, but this means something too. So, Corey, I'm glad that anything I've done or and such have brightened your day or anyone's day, and that's the best thing to hear. It really is. So thank you for that. And I know you mentioned hold off on the reviews. I will say what's coming next. I did mention that real quick. First off, a review of a Blu-ray of Chud. I bought that recently, and then I want to review the movie Chud. I want to do another review for Ritual since I heard the Blu-ray's coming out down the road, so I want to do another review for Rituals from the 70s because I think that's an underrated film. Next, a guy named Tony. Actually, he's a very nice guy I've talked about on Facebook. I'm going to review a couple films for him. Tightrope, Internal Affairs. And those are actually two films I've been curious about watching anyway. Then after those two, I want to get Out of the Shadows, the Ninja Turtles 2, out of my basement. I want to finally watch that. It's going to be for free. I found a way to watch it for free. I want to get that out of my fucking basement and just, that's like something hanging over here. I want to chop it down with the block of my hand, you know, Jimi Hendrix style. After that, I do want to re-review John Wick and John Wick 2 because I did pick up John Wick 2 on Blu-ray. So I do want to do re-reviews of those. I took them down because Lionsgate were being assholes, but I want to re-review the two John Wick movies. And after that, I think I want to do the Mummy films, the 3 Mummy films, since I saw the Tom Cruise film. Just the Mummy, Mummy Returns, and Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon's Asshole, whatever the fuck it's called, this piece of shit. Then, when I get through all those, I will start on these. I will review these 5 Masters of Horror. They are an hour long, so that's nice because, you know, 4 of them, well, 4 of them is the length of watching 2 movies. Because if you watch a movie 2 hours long, it'd be the same as watching 4 of these. Plus, I'm curious about the interviews. And I will do reviews for these as well. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do reviews. When I get done with those Mummy films, I'm going to go to this. I don't know, it kind of makes sense. You go from the Mummy to Dracula, Frankenstein. I mean, it's not the same, but, you know, why not? So I will review these 2. And then I will review these. As for someone's watching me, again, Corey, you let me know if you want me to. I want to do a John Carpenter marathon sometime. I really do. Because I want to re-review a lot of those Carpenter films because they were done on my very old webcam, very crappy quality. And let me know if you want me to wait and do it for that. In fact, that might be the next marathon I'll do. I was thinking maybe Schwarzenegger, but I may do that. So, thanks for watching. Take care. And thank you once again, Corey. Later.